it going? Good. Having a fat day. Yeah. Yeah, I think the COVID thing is getting to me. I think I need to drop about 5 to 10 pounds. You? No, not you. Oh, I didn't say anything about you. Besides, you have such a pretty face. Well, why don't you try that diet? You know, the one that we did last year? No, I didn't mean you have to lose weight. That's not what I said. I'm not fat shaming you. I didn't, I... Yo-yo and hello, my name is Lydia, and on today's episode of my 25-pound yo-yo, we will be talking about fat shaming. What is it and how is it done? Is it still okay to talk and post about yourself and your body? What about giving advice to others? There's a lot of things we do as a society that is perceived as fat shaming, but whose problem is it? Is it the person that is doing the shaming, or is it really the problem of the person that perceives that they are being shamed? There's a lot of perspective here. So let's watch this next clip and then come back and discuss. 10 perceived examples of fat shaming. Stores that don't sell your size. Not all stores sell sizes past 16 or extra large. Some stores like Brandy Melville only sell small sizes. Is that fat shaming or discrimination? Or is it just a store's right to manufacture and sell what they think is most profitable? Telling someone that they are brave. When someone tells a person in a larger body that they are brave for wearing or doing something that you normally only see smaller bodied people doing, it is insulting and uncalled for. People should be able to exist in their own skin without the social commentary, even if it's intended to be positive. Complaining that you feel fat. When you complain that you feel fat, other people, especially those larger than you, may wonder, if you think you're fat, what do you think about me? But is that really fat shaming? Should you really be responsible for how your feelings about yourself get interpreted by others? Commenting on what someone is eating. Whether someone is eating a salad or an entire extra large pizza, if it doesn't concern you, keep your comments to yourself. Showing off your thin or fit body. Posting pictures of yourself looking thin or fit can make other people feel bad about themselves. But is it really your problem, or is it theirs? What if you've had cosmetic surgery or used a body contouring app to achieve the body in the picture? Do you owe it to people to tell them that it's fake? Telling someone they have a pretty face. By telling someone that they have a pretty face insinuates that the rest of them is not that pretty. So, if you want to tell someone that they are pretty, just say that and leave it as is without the qualification. Asking if you look fat. When you ask if you look fat, some people will wonder if you think that they look fat. But if looking fat is a concern for you and you want someone else's opinion, is that so wrong? Giving unsolicited weight loss advice. If someone has not explicitly asked for weight loss advice, don't give it to them. This includes if someone has expressed interest in your diet and exercise regimen without outright asking if you can help them lose weight. Keep your opinions to yourself unless someone actually asks for them. Before and after photos. If you've gone through a physical transformation, be it weight loss or gaining muscle, those before and after photos can upset people that do not have a similar physique. But is it really your problem? Can you not be proud of your accomplishments? And what about being an inspiration for others that have similar goals? Telling someone their outfit is flattering. If you tell someone that their outfit flatters their figure, it is usually interpreted as looking thin. Some people take offense to this, as it shows that thinness is being valued. But of course, some people love hearing that they look thin. So, in this situation, it's best to know your audience before speaking. So, how do I know if I'm fat shaming or just expressing myself? Well, chances are you won't. Just try to be aware of others' feelings without compromising who you are. So that was 10 examples of perceived fat shaming. Now, I agree with some of them, but I certainly do not agree with all of them. So I'm going to pick a few and talk about them in a little more detail. The first one I want to discuss is the stores that do not sell your size. Now, I realize that this is a concern for many plus size people, but I also believe in free enterprise and a store's right to choose what they will sell and in what sizes. They have to choose what is profitable to them. They come up with their clothing line and then they figure out what their target demographic is. And if they choose to miss an entire demographic of larger sized people, well, then that's their prerogative. When they design their clothing, they have to factor in not just the sizes that they will sell, but how the clothing is designed. When you make larger clothing, you don't just make the same exact cookie cutter clothing in a bigger size. They have to think about more reinforced stitching or other support panels. It's a different design altogether. So it's up to the store to decide what they want to sell and how they're going to make money. And if it's not advantageous for them to make a bigger size and to stock the bigger size, well, then that's their call. They might be missing out on earning a whole lot more money with a larger size demographic, but that's their choice to make. As a smaller size person, I have gone into many stores where their smallest size does not fit me. And I just accept it. I will go to another store that does make my size. Likewise, I've also been on the other side. After having both of my children, I was plus size and I could not shop in a lot of the stores that I wanted to. But I didn't complain. I just found stores that made my size. So although it sucks, it's something that I think that we need to accept. And as the demographic of the planet changes, I'm sure more and more stores will see that there is a market for larger sizes and that will start to shift. But it's not fat shaming if a store just doesn't carry your size. They just, in their cost benefit analysis, have determined that it's just not profitable for them to carry all the sizes. The next one I'm going to comment on is something that I do think is fat shaming. And that is when you say to someone, you have such a pretty face, because that implies that the rest of them isn't pretty. If you think someone is pretty, you should just simply say that you think that they're pretty and leave the word face out of it. Because as soon as you say face, you are making that person feel that, well, this is okay, but the rest of it is not. Now, the only time I will make an exception to this is if the person already had said something self-disparaging. So if they say something like, oh, I'm so fat, or I'm so overweight, or something along those lines. And if it's true, if they are fat and overweight, I don't think it does any good to say, oh, no, you're not, because if they are, they are. Only in that situation would I say it's acceptable to say, but you have a really pretty face. But most of the time, I think that if you just want to call someone pretty, just call them pretty. Overweight, underweight, average weight, fit weight, whatever their weight is, if they look pretty, just say that they look pretty and leave the qualification out of it. The next one I want to talk about is before and after photos. Now, this is something that a lot of people do to show what their transformation was, whether it was weight loss or maybe putting on a lot of muscle, just showing where they were, maybe talking about what they did and where they're at now. And I personally find them inspiring. I like looking at before and after photos, but some people, they take them personally and they feel like, oh, you're shaming me because I didn't do that. Well, in this situation, I think it's the person that feels shamed. It's their problem. If they're letting those pictures affect them that way and interpreting them as if that the poster is saying, you should do this too, which they didn't do, they're just posting what they did, well, then that's their problem. Similarly, if someone has quit smoking and makes a post and says, I haven't had a cigarette in 3 months, or someone's an addict and they say, I haven't used in 1 year, and people will like clap for them and say, way to go, good job. Why is this any different? I was an overeater and now I'm not. I kicked binge eating and this is what I do. I'm keeping my body fit and healthy. I don't see a problem with this. I see the problem is in how the person that feels fat shamed is interpreting the photo. But I will put a caveat on this. I do not like to see before and after photos where they're pushing some sort of gimmicky product. Like, hey, I used Dexatrim and I got this body. Or I drank skinny tea and this is what it did. That is false advertising, and that should not be acceptable. You should not be using before and after pictures to push a product. But if you're simply saying, hey, look, over the past 6 months, I decided to get myself in good shape, and this is what I did, or this is what happened, and showing the before and after, I don't see anything wrong with that, and I don't think that that should be censored. The next one I'm going to talk about is posting pictures of yourself. Now, I've had hate in the past if I post a picture of myself in a bikini at the beach. But I'm at the beach and people wear bikinis. I am not intentionally fat shaming anybody. Why is it okay for a larger size person to post a picture of themselves in a bikini at the beach to lots of accolades, and then a thin person does it and you hear that you're fat shaming everyone? Like, no, this is just what I look like. The only thing that I will say about posting pictures of yourself is owning it if you have used some sort of filter on yourself, or have had some sort of cosmetic surgery to change yourself. I don't think it's necessary to make that front and center all the time. Like, I am not gonna make every single post and then go hashtag fake boobs on all of my posts. I think that's unnecessary. But if I'm asked, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say, oh, I just do like 7 different chest exercises to get my cleavage. No, I saw a doctor to get my cleavage, and I will own that, but I still don't feel the need to advertise that constantly. The same way as using a filter. If you want to use a filter, use a filter. I don't see a problem with it. But if you're telling people that you did something else to look that way and you're actually just using a filter, well, then that's not quite the same thing. So there is a balance there, but for the most part, I think that people should be free to post what they want about themselves. And if you feel badly about yourself by looking at someone else that might be in better shape, well, that's on you. The next one I'm going to talk about is giving unsolicited weight loss advice. And this is the one where I put my foot in my mouth all the time. All the time. And I think it's maybe because I was raised in a family where we just commented on it all the time. We tell my sister, you need to lose weight. Tell my mother, you need to lose weight. Like, I was told to me all the time, my dad, you need to lose weight. So it's something that I was raised with, and it's something I have to kind of untrain my brain. If I'm with a really close friend and I think that friend wants to lose weight, I might gently start that conversation, but it's also burned my butt multiple times where I've said something and I get the keep your opinions to yourself comment when you think that you're being helpful. So I am trying to learn to keep my trap shut and not say anything unless someone outright asks me. Like, I will never, ever, ever go to someone I do not know well and say, you need to lose weight. But where I get into trouble is when I think that I have a close enough relationship with someone that me offering help or advice would be appreciated. And sometimes it is, but a lot of times it's not. And that's where I've gotten my own self into trouble. So now I'm trying to, unless the person explicitly asks me, hey, Lyd, can you help me lose weight? I'm not going to give the advice. But alas, this is my 25-pound yo-yo and not how to stop fat shaming your friends. So until next time, yo-yo and let's go.